making shots. You can see the respect that he's getting. He's getting wide open shots, but for a guy like Devin Brown, he's not going to hesitate because he is a scorer. He's a shooter. So when you look at the numbers, when you see Devin Brown with 7 points and Karl Malone and Gary Payton 2 for 14 with 6 points, then you know that's a big X factor, a gigantic X factor right now for the Spurs.
And not only that, Brown's played 8 minutes, and Malone and Payton combined have played 38 minutes.
Yeah, and it is a concern. And, you know, Karl Malone is getting good shots and not making them. I think they still have to figure out a way to interject Gary Payton into this playoff. I'm not talking about this game. I'm talking about the total playoffs because he's yet to get involved yet.
Michelle, you've been prowling the corridors at halftime. What's going on?
Well, I talked to Jim Clemens, the Lakers assistant, as he came out of the locker room. He said, we knew San Antonio had one of the best defenses in the league. They're rested. They're playing active. He said, our turnovers, coupled with really poor free throw shooting, has us in a quagmire. We have got to move the ball better, he said, but to suffice it to say, the Spurs have our attention. Al, one sign that they might not be that worried, Kobe Bryant came out of the locker room whistling.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. 41-33 San Antonio. Lakers shooting 28% in the first half. And Turkoglu was impeded on his way to the basket. And here comes the whistling Bryant now. Kobe's going to go all the way and put it in. Whistle while you work. 41-35.
Well, I tell you, Tim Duncan took a nice fall, too.
Duncan gets up and reaches to the left side of his neck. Number 10 missed action a couple of months ago. Missed about 10 games with a leg injury. Oh, and that one is blocked by Devin George.
Tell you what, right now, the Lakers are coming out defensively with a ton of energy.
Again, San Antonio with home court advantage in the series, but as you all know, you win 1 of 2 in the first 2, and you erase that home court advantage. And that's what the Lakers are trying to do right now as they turn the ball over. Parker gets fouled as he drives underneath.
I mean, you can see here, I mean, great move, number 1. Kobe is really using his speed to get around, and then you can see Duncan tumbling backwards.
Foul on Gary Payton, his 3rd, and the Spurs, and this is the only reason the Lakers are even this close. They're now 1 of 10 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's the story right now in this half. The first half, you look at the Lakers, they make 12 free throws, and the Spurs make 1. That's the difference.
42-35. Two teams have won the last 5 NBA titles. And O'Neal goes to the basket, goes down, gets fouled by Nesterovic on the way down. And
you can see Nesterovic tried to foul him hard. But again, if you allow Shaquille O'Neal to get the ball above his waist, it's over. A foul, you're a flea. You know, I don't know who said it, but everybody's an ant to Shaq. Some are big ants, some are red ants, some are small ants, but at the end of the day, they're all ants. And that's a great example.
And Shaq wearing that sleeve or brace on his right knee, which has been bothering him. Talked to him last night. It's like he doesn't even want to think about it. He says, you know, you got to feed the dog all the time, and he won't be hurt. It sounded very prophetic, and I went to, you know, to sleep last night thinking about it and saying, does that mean?
Feed the hungry dog.
Feed the hungry dog.
Yes, that's my guess.
Duncan. Wow. Puts it in from the lane. 44-37 San Antonio. Parker picking Payton up at midcourt. Kobe couldn't get free off an O'Neal screen and settles for a long three-pointer to make it 44-40.
Boy, he got it in his rhythm, though. It's pretty impressive. Got his feet set, got a great look. And you're not going to see Kobe Bryant get that many looks.
Three-point attempt here. Bowen missing that one, but Parker gets the offensive board. Parker dishes it off to Turkoglu for three.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
You know, just because you have a three, there's times when you don't need it. And on that one, Turkoglu should have passed that one up.
Kobe falling down. O'Neal gets the rebound. Malone trying to lob it to O'Neal, and it was batted away out of bounds.
I tell you, it's rare that you see a team get away with fronting Shaquille O'Neal, and Greg Popovich and his Spurs are doing a great job. They're pressuring the passer, number one, making it very difficult for them to see. And when they do try to throw it over top, the Spurs are doing a great job of weak side rotations.
O'Neal backing into Nesterovic and puts it in. It's a two-point game.
Maybe Kobe knew something coming out of halftime.
O'Neal now with 14 points. He has 11 rebounds. Duncan has 17 points. And as he's going down, he walks with it. So the Lakers now with a chance to tie it or even take the lead. And we played less than 4 minutes here in the second half.
Karl Malone pulling the chair once again. He does it as well as anyone in the league. Tim Duncan was looking for his body, couldn't find it, lost his balance, traveling. We've had more traveling in 3 seconds in this game than the entire NBA season.
And George drives to the hoop. It doesn't go down, but he gets fouled on the play. Turkoglu commits the foul. And George now with an opportunity to tie the game.
But it was all set up by the cut and pass by Karl Malone. Right now, the Lakers spacing is different than it was in the first half. They were out of sync completely in the first half, and they have found something to go to, and everything so far in the second half has been at the elbows. A lot of elbow action for the Lakers. They're getting the shots they want.
George's first point of the game makes it a 1-point differential. Ginobili has come in as Popovich counters.
And great substitution, because it's clear right now that the Lakers are playing with more energy than the Spurs. So who do you bring in? Ginobili, Mr. Energy.
Turkoglu 6, and the Lakers have just erased a 10-point deficit. It was 41-31 San Antonio. The biggest Laker lead was 7 early in the first quarter. Tied at 44. Parker all the way, and O'Neal swats it out of bounds with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Boy, that was close. I tell you, Parker had nowhere to go. That was very close to goaltending, but I thought it was still on the rise. It has to reach the apex before you can call goaltending.
Fourth block by Shaq. Air ball here, but it's caused by a foul. And Malone says,
I think it was a good call out. When Tim Duncan went up, Karl Malone went up under his body and took his balance away. Watch here. He's going to come up under him, and there's the foul. That's a very good call. And that's the new defensive theme now going on in our league. Very tough for the officials to see it, because usually they're blocked out by the body.
Duncan is 1 of 7 from the free throw line. He has 17 points. He's 8 of 11 from the field. 1 of 7 from the stripe. It's still in vogue, stripe, Doc? Can I use charity stripe?
Yeah, right now, anything charity would be good when we're talking the free throws.
(45-44) San Antonio. O'Neal takes it away from Nesterovic and then tries to blind pass it into Bryant, and he gets fouled by Bowen.
Or out of bounds on Bowen, and really great recovery by Bowen, because Kobe was open. That's an amazing recovery job to even get a hand on the ball by Bruce Bowen.
Meanwhile, Kobe pinwheeling that shoulder, which has been injured during the course of the season. In fact, at one point, In March, it looked like he'd be out for a long time as the Lakers take the lead on Malone's two-pointer.
See, that's the difference right there between Turkoglu when he took the quick shot and Malone. Malone didn't feel it when he first got it. He gathered himself, got his feet together, and he makes the shot. Experience.
You know, Kobe was still massaging that right shoulder as he came down the floor.
And I like what Gary Payton is doing now. Whenever Parker gives the ball up, Payton is denying the catch back. Good defense by Gary Payton.
Malone trying to get it to George, and it was knocked away by Ginobili, and then out of bounds. It'll go to Los Angeles, and Ginobili is hurt as he holds his right shoulder
Boy,
on the floor.
He leaned forward to try to get an edge on getting the loose ball over Devin George, and he fell right on it. You know, you watch this. First he gets his hand. Watch him lean, and now his arm is exposed. And you know when most guys get hurt? On the fall.
You know, the Lakers inbounded with 7 seconds on the shot clock from backcourt, so they've got to get it away in a hurry, and Kobe does, but it doesn't go, and Starovich comes away with it. Parker driving. Goaltender.
See, that's why Gary Payton wants to not Parker to catch, because you get Parker in the open court with that speed, he can do whatever he wants to do.
Bryant all the way, scores, gets fouled.
He faked like he was going to throw it to Shaq. The Starovich turns his head. Amazing play. I mean, these are the plays that great players can make. Watch the fake right there. You see the Starovich? He turns his head. Unbelievable.
Making a 2-point lead. Bryant now has 20 points. 20 of LA's 48. O'Neal has 14. So now the two of them with 35 of LA's 49 points. Ginobili behind the line for three.
All Tim Duncan. That play was all Tim Duncan. He waited. He baited. He waited. He forced him to finally double team him, and right when he did, Ginobili gets a wide open three. Those are the things that people just don't see. The greatness of Tim Duncan.
Real wait and bait trick. O'Neal from Bryant.
Oh, Kobe Bryant. You know, and you can see that.
Halfway mark, third quarter, game one. This figures to be a tremendous series. 51-50. Lakers. In the 5 years, now they've come out 7 for 10 here in the third period. Shaquille O'Neal went to high school here. Take a look at this video.
What's been the secret to Cole's success this year? Well, secret is me blocking shots and getting rebounds and making my shots well.
Shaquille O'Neal. Dad was in the Army, so went to high school here. You know, he had that thing going, Doc, that, you know, the way he does interviews. I think he's hysterical. You can see the genesis of that in high school. And then Bryant comes in to knock it away, and it goes to the Lakers out of bounds.
Again, the Karl Malone hands. You know, we talked about it before the game, that Karl Malone was going to use his hands and try not to allow Tim Duncan to get the ball above his shoulders, and that was a great case right there.
Bryant.
He's on fire.
Oh, man.
He has
completely
dominated this quarter. And, you know, he came out whistling.
Duncan throws up a wild left-hander, and Malone comes away with it. Payton backs Parker all the way down. George outside for three, and Devin makes it 56-50, and Popovich says time out right now.
Well, I tell you, Al, the playoffs are about adjustment. The Lakers have made an offensive adjustment in the second half, and this is why they have the lead. He's taking the game over, and he's doing it in every way. He's making catch-and-shoot jump shots. He's coming off the glass. He's getting rebounds. I mean, he's been the difference so far in the second half. And he's getting everybody involved. It's not just in scoring.
Parker, reverse. Beautiful.
Boy, look at Gary Payton bring the ball up the court. He's furious because they forced the pick and roll down. He was anticipating help, and there was no help. See, that's what Payton has to do, but he's not making the shot.
And Parker is.
You know, Parker's speed versus Payton's power. The speed is winning out right now because Payton's not making a shot. I guarantee you, when he watches this game, he's going to be happy with his attempts, just not with the results.
Parker 6 of 13 from the field. Payton is 1 of 7. Bryant. Spurs trying to erase a 6-point deficit. Air ball. And partially touched.
Or the ball was scared. One of the two was no shot.
George, the 3 again. He just made one and another.
A confidence player. When Devin George makes one, find him because he'll make 2, 3, and 4. When he misses one, don't find him because he won't shoot.
Started out the season to George hot, then cooled off, then lost his starting job, and gets it back now in the playoffs. Ginobili. O'Neal looking for the outlet to Payton. Shovel to George, and it's almost as if the quarterback, made that errant little toss to the running back, and you're out of sync, and you can't make the catch, and it's a fumble.
And George didn't know what he wanted to do. He didn't know if he wanted to catch and put it on the floor or shoot. And usually, when that happens, you turn the ball over.
Lakers by 5, a little over 3 to play in the third quarter.
No, interesting sub in the first half. When the Spurs took Duncan out, they actually made a run.
They were down 12-5 at that point. They brought Ori in. And a tick under 3 to play. LA leads 59-54 in Game 1.
With Sonata,
along with his wife, raised Tony in Paris with their brothers TJ and Pierre. Now TJ is also here today wearing a Tony Parker jersey. These two, growing up in Paris, were NBA fans. Tony and Pierre, the youngest, would play 2-on-2 against TJ, who's sitting there, and their best friend Alexi. And they always divvied up teams. Now, Tony and Pierre were always the Spurs because Pierre's favorite player was David Robinson. TJ there, and his best friend would be the Bulls because TJ's favorite was Scottie Pippen. They would pretend they were in the NBA Finals, TJ was telling me today, Al. And Tony and Pierre, more often than not, won those NBA Finals 4-2.
So he had period. He went to the free throw line because of the foul by O'Neal, and Shaq becomes the first Laker with 3 fouls, and Bryant now. Kobe Bryant, red hot.
Red hot.
61-56. 12 now in the period. A dozen points for Kobe Bryant in the third period. Starovich underneath and a little hook.
He decided to make that a little tougher than he had to. He was right up under the bucket. You know, this quarter has all been about the small guys, setting everybody up. Kobe Bryant for the Lakers, Tony Parker for the Spurs.
And another small guy, Fisher, from outside. That's a 2-pointer, 2 points.
The adjustment the Lakers have made is playing through the elbows. Everything is through the elbows and a lot of two-man games.
Starovich. Ori couldn't control the rebound. The Lakers had 14 points in the first period, 19 in the second. They already have 30 here in this period. And Bryant will try to add 3 more. Wow, Ori with a rebound.
That was too easy. I think he was thinking no defense. Maybe that's the way to guard it.
And Brown, who comes into the game to try to give him another spark for the third time, loses it. And Malone, on his way to the basket, draws the foul.
But you know what was impressive about that play is the transition defense from the San Antonio Spurs. Usually this is a layup. They spread the floor, they run the floor. 3 Spurs got in on that play. And those are the type of plays that win games and playoff series.
Foul is charged to Ginobili, and that's his 3rd. Nesterovic and Ginobili each have 3 fouls. Payton and O'Neal for the Lakers each have 3. 64-58. Lakers with 121. Substitution now as Medvedenko comes in, and they'll rest O'Neal for at least the balance of the 3rd period.
Interesting switch because Medvedenko was sitting at the table waiting for Malone. I think Phil Jackson looked at the score, looked at the time, thought this would be a great time to get Shaquille O'Neal a rest.
With the rest of the period, you get a pretty good sized commercial break between 3 and 4. 7-point Laker lead. They had a 7-point lead at 12-5 in the first quarter. Brown with 6 on the clock. Payton with the rebound. Under a minute to play. 3rd period. Inside the arc. Parker driving on Payton, puts it in over Gary.
That's a Gary Payton spin move that he put on Gary Payton. I mean, Tony Parker is single-handedly right now keeping the Spurs in this game.
The glove didn't fit on that.
No, it did not.
65-60 Los Angeles.
No one should quit though, Al.
I wasn't going any further. Medvedenko, the rebound to Ori. That's why I'm going to miss you. Parker. A second and a half. Fisher gets it off, and we're set up for a pretty wild 4th quarter. End of 3, the Los Angeles Lakers 65, the San Antonio Spurs 62. This presentation